Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Bring It On. Let's go talk to a few folks in the estate courtyard. I have 3 people of interest to speak to.
Heinrichs. Speaking of the Lord Captain's new companion, you have been to Footfall. Would you happen to have a special file on Aeldari?
If the smuggler had committed enough transgressions for me to have a file on her, our Shireen Mistress Aeldari would have ceased to be a nuisance a long time ago.
Alright, so we'll start up here.
Yrliet Lanaevyss greets you, Elantark.
The bizarre creature before you only vaguely resembles a typical human. An elongated body, slender limbs, pointed features. Every aspect of its appearance is unnatural and alien. The creature turns its head to you.
Regrettable news. This creature is not a mutant as the locals assumed, but a representative of the Aeldari, one of the myriad enemies of humanity. You should not trust this creature. Do not communicate with it any longer than necessary.
Heinrichs tosses out some words in a strange language. There's a hint of musicality to it, but the interrogator's rendering is harsh and off-putting. After meeting the gaze of the unknown being, Heinrichs turns to you.
There is no need to mutilate my language, monkey. I speak yours well enough to converse with Elantark without a translator. And since you have discerned my path, I will be direct in my speech. My soul is nothing kin to yours. Your kind call us Xenos, as if we are all as one. I came here to protect the Lilithon by assisting the governor against her enemies. Will you hear me, or be blinded to sense by your precepts?
I'll speak with you, Yrliet Lanaevyss. Keep your hands where I can see them.
Reckless.
Heinrichs makes a sound of disapproval.
Must I remind you, Master Van Calox, that the warrant endows rogue traders with the sacred right to have dealings with Xenos when necessary? That exceptional memory of yours seems to have let you down.
I have banished the shadow of doubt from your thoughts regarding my nature. Now you will answer my question. Why have you sought me out?
Yrliet inclines her head by an infinitesimal amount. So you're the governor's mysterious helper.
I am, Elantark. My hand parried the death promised to the ruler of these people, and I aided you in battle against the Lost Ones.
Why are you helping the governor?
This world is in distress. I wish to protect it from unnecessary suffering.
What do you know about the rank-and-file rebels?
Only that they threaten the established order. There is much risk to this world should the ruler die.
Yrliet's face is unreadable, but you detect a strange tension in her voice, as though she is choosing her words carefully. You know who is behind the uprisings on the planet?
There is a malevolence here that drives your kin down the path of violence.
Your answers are not particularly helpful.
But you are not asking for help, Elantark. You are merely asking questions, the answers to which are either unimportant or wreathed in shadow. Explore this place. Speak to those who know. A simple task for you, and an insurmountable challenge for me, since my very appearance provokes fear and suspicion. When you learn anything, tell me. Perhaps then my answers will be helpful to your search.
Yrliet hesitates and then adds more quietly. How did you come to be on Janus?
The world you call Janus was once created by the will of my kin. I have far more right to be on the Lilithon than any of you.
Why do you call me Elantark?
Because that is what you are. Elantark means stranger from the darkness amidst the stars. You descended on flame-winged machines in a dark time when the air of the planet is soaked in blood and pain. Will you be the one to bring peace to the Lilithon?
If you want, you can join me. None of the locals will dare to look askance at you in the rogue trader's presence.
So be it. I will go with you.
Yrliet is silent for several seconds, her gaze fixed on something beyond you. Slowly drawing out her words, she replies,
With all due respect, are you sure this is the right decision? We know nothing about this Xenos or why she has wormed her way into the governor's confidence. As far as I can tell, she isn't especially keen to help us, and yet, for some obviously dark reason, she has decided to take part in our investigation.
My judgments and choices are for me alone, Monkey. If uniting with your master will bring peace to the Lilithon, then it is the true path. Do not get in my way if you value your next breath.
You have not yet spent enough time among humans if you think threats will dispose me more favorably toward you. The decision is yours, rogue trader. But let me be clear. I will terminate your pet Xenos at the first sign of her non-compliance.
I am ready, Elantark. Let us go forth.
Alright, goodbye to Adira, though she may have items that I want to give to Yrliet. But first, we have... Or we had... Oh, I bet you I put it in cargo. Dang it. We have this at least. Start with that. So Yrliet will be a permanent member of our party, as opposed to Adira. Alright, so that's a start. We can just throw something else on her for now. Sure. That's all temporary. Alright, let's take a look at Yrliet. So she's an operator. She has similar abilities as Adira. A precise attack. For the next attack against a target affected by an exploit, that target's cover efficiency and block will be reduced by a percentage. This attack will have a % hit chance. And then in my sights, Yrliet ends her turn. At the start of her next turn, excluding extra turns if possible, she makes an attack that cannot miss and does not count toward the attack limit per turn. Talent, so she's an operative. We've seen that before. Analyze enemies, expose weakness, dismantling attack, sharpshooter. The operative has not moved this turn. They deal +1 more damage with single shot attacks for every 5 cells between them and the target and gain +6 ballistic skill. These bonuses do not stack and last till the operative moves. Ballistics calculation. The operative attacks a target affected by an exploit from a distance of 9 cells or farther. That attack deals +15% damage. We just read that. A fresh target. Whenever the operative attacks an enemy that is at full wounds, that attack deals +16% more damage to that enemy. Swift movements grants +2 movement points. She has dismantling attack upgrade 3. Also intimidates all enemies in a 5-cell radius around the target, reducing their dodge and armor by 15% until the end of combat. Insightful Precision, Precise Attack, which is the ability we read earlier, grants the operative a bonus to perception equal to number of exploits removed divided by 2 to the end of combat, and it stacks. Seam Perfect Spot, a Last Weapon Expert. Enemies suffer a minus 20% penalty to dodge against last weapon attacks. Comprehensive Analysis. If the target of analyzed enemies has 2 or more exploits, that target suffers plus 1 additional exploit. Swift Sight. Enemy sights cost only 1 AP, which is the one where she doesn't attack during her turn. And then Disbanding the Attack, upgrade 4. The target also provokes an attack of opportunity whenever it attacks. Origin Talents. The Children of Assyrian. The Aeldari are supernaturally agile and can advance their agility, perception, and awareness skills regardless of their archetypes. They also gain plus 15% dodge chance and plus 2 initiative. Aeldari Weapon Proficiency allows the character to use Aeldari weapons such as an Aeldari long rifle, shuriken catapult, and others. We've already read that. Craft World Kruderok. Craft worlds are colossal vessels that carry the remnants of the once great and numerous Asuryani people through the darkness of the void. Each craft world is a marvel of psycho-engineering and self-sustaining abode, and a self-sustaining abode. Over such long periods of isolation from the rest of their kin, even unique cultures have formed among the craft world's denizens. So the craft worlds used to be trading ships, but they use those to escape the collapse. Asuryani Outcast. A child of Assyrian who has chosen the path of the outcast and willingly left their craft world to wander and explore the cosmos. Outcasts are masters of survival and skilled sharpshooters who prefer to destroy their prey from afar. Aeldari Equipment. You can use Aeldari Equipment. And then Flagship Post abilities. Instant Control. Torpedo Control can be used at the same turn a torpedo is launched. Determined Scan. During Vulnerability Scan, the weak point never appears at the opposite side of an enemy void ship. Also, there's an additional 5% bonus to damage dealt to the scanned weak point. Okay, not Overseer. She can't be an Overseer anyway. Nor an Executioner. So I didn't have a Bounty Hunter in my first playthrough, I don't think. There's another companion that I think would be a perfect Bounty Hunter, but I think he has to be an Archmilitant. I think Assassin is better for Yrliet. So Assassins are masters at identifying the slightest vulnerabilities of key targets and dispatching them by any means necessary. Core focus, high damage, dodge, and dodge reduction, threat elimination, hit and run. Seek the opening. The assassin sees a single opening for each enemy on one of the enemy sides. Opening, whenever the assassin hits an opening, excluding overpenetration, they deal additional 10% of target's maximum wounds damage. After an attack, the opening is moved to the opposite side of the enemy. Each enemy's openings that were not hit by the assassin during the assassin's turn are moved to a random side of that enemy at the start of the assassin's next turn. So that actually doesn't sound too good, because if she's sitting still, she can't get to the enemy's open. Like, assassin seems better for a melee character. So maybe we'll do Bounty Hunter just to mix it up. So Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunters are methodical killers who leave trails of dead bodies in their wake. A Bounty Hunter chooses their next target before the previous one has even realized it's dead. Core focus, critical hits, defense reduction, killing key targets, and repositioning. Actually, that does sound better. So the Bounty Hunter may... hunt down the prey. The Bounty Hunter may mark any enemy in combat as prey. Whenever the Bounty Hunter kills a target marked as prey, they gain a stackable bonus until the end of combat. The bonus depends on the enemy difficulty tier, the Roman numeral on the enemy's icon. 1 to 2 plus 25% of the Bounty Hunter's maximum wounds is temporary wounds. 3 to 4, percentage critical damage and percent critical hit chance until the end of combat. And then 5 to 7, both of the above. Then hunt down the prey has 3 charges at the start of combat. Ooh, that seems good. Let's do Piercing Shot. The Bounty Hunter's next attack during this turn will have 100% penetration, over penetration, and plus 12% armor penetration. And if it's prey, the next attack that hits the target marked as prey is always a critical hit. Ooh. Both those seems pretty good. That seems pretty good. Extra attacks. So Hunter's Ambush. When the Bounty Hunter performs a single shot attack on an immobilized or stunned target, this attack refunds its cost and does not count for the attack limit. Once per round. This also seems pretty good. Inspiring Trophy. I don't know if this counts for prone enemies. I assume that would make them immobilized. Let's do Inspiring Trophy instead. Whenever the Bounty Hunter kills prey whose difficulty tier is 4 or higher, the Bounty Hunter additionally gains plus 2 AP. A Wild Hunt. The Bounty Hunter simultaneously makes several attacks. The number of the attacks is equal to the number of prey in combat. These attacks are equally divided among all the prey in the Bounty Hunter's line of sight. The attacks always hit and always score critical hits. An AP increase grants plus 1 additional AP at the 20th character level. Ballistic Skill. We could grab these. Penetrating Sight. In my sights gains additional armor penetration equal to perception percentage. Or Ballistic Skill. Oh yeah, Hunting Surge. Whenever an enemy is killed by a critical hit scored by the Bounty Hunter or their ally, Bounty Hunter gains % damage for 2 rounds. Claim the Bounty. The Bounty Hunter makes a free single attack with the selected weapon. This attack always hits, but does not end the Bounty Hunter's movement, but deals only 48% of the Bounty Hunter's usual damage. After each third enemy killed by Claim the Bounty Hunter recovers plus 1 charge of Hunt Down the Prey. And if it's prey, if Claim the Bounty kills a target marked as prey, the Bounty Hunter receives plus 2 AP. Yeah, Claim and Maim. If Claim the Bounty kills an enemy, the Bounty Hunter's next attack this turn will always score a critical hit. Eventually, she'll probably have guaranteed, what's Catch do? I don't know if that's what I want to do or not. I could always do Prescient Sight. In my sights gains additional dodge reduction equal to ballistic skill percentage. It further justifies using In My Sights. Then Awareness. Awareness and Lord Xenos would be good on her. And Thematic.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Now I do hope I didn't get rid of the that rifle that we got from Jai. Draped in a red cloak, the Magus' body barely looks human. Wires, tubes, and metal manipulators turn him into a whimsical machine, while implants hide his face behind a sinister mask. The Tech Priest intermittently dictates something in Technolingua to the servo skull floating next to him. But at your approach, he falls silent and offers a reserved bow. Greetings, your lordship. Lex Mechanic, Vinzelex. How may I serve you? What do you do here on Yanis? The Tech Priest's mechanical voice comes from the speaker on his neck. By the order of the Adeptus Mechanicus, I've been entrusted with the management of the Adeptus Administratum. in order to catalog agronomic data and analyze information about the planet during the process of subjugating it to the will of the Imperium. Tell me about Yanis. Initializing report. The planet's soil possesses a unique composition suitable for the re-engineering of the planet, the mass production of foodstuffs. Significant cultivation of the Eastern Hemisphere with the aim of improving production processes and logistics operations. Traces of xenoactivity that do not pose an immediate threat to ongoing operations. Undesirable pathologies of flora and fauna have been noted, which may pose a threat in the short term. What pathologies in the flora and fauna? Genetic and chemical pathologies, your lordship. Harmless species mutate and become aggressive, while plants change their chemical composition and become poisonous. This is happening more and more often, and if no action is taken, the ecosystem of the world will be irreparably disrupted. Interesting. It is often what seem to be insignificant anomalies like these that lead to greater troubles. It is the Leviathan's wrath that is becoming manifest in nature itself, and the workings of this world. May the gods preserve us. How did we not notice this sooner? Yrliet glances at you before immediately looking away. How is the governor dealing with undesirable pathologies? I've analyzed the genome of the affected species, and I'm currently developing suppressor genes to make the planet's organisms resistant to pathology. But so far I've not been able to solve the problem. Further exploration of the planet would perhaps speed up these processes, but the administrative apparatus has imposed a ban on expeditions that are not directly aimed at improving production. Traces of xenoactivity. According to data obtained during the initial survey, ruined structures of non-human origin were noted in different sectors of the planet, but I did not have the administrative capacity to study them in more detail. For now, I must defer the quest for knowledge. Let's talk about something else. I'm listening. How many servants of the Adeptus Mechanicus are there on the planet? According to the data stored in my cogitator, all infrastructure nodes for food harvesting and processing have their own contingent of technomats. The total number amounts to 253. Correction. Based on the latest data, the figure is 211 units. How are things with you and your fellows? The current situation on the planet is assessed as stable. The progress of the prospects is assessed as encouraging. We'll speak later. As you wish. Alright, there's another
Keep your wits about you.
dingbat around here somewhere.
Indeed. I have not seen many places that flaunt such luxury. If you were to scrape all the gilding from every temple on footfall, it would still be less than there is here.
Do the masters of this place deserve such honor? Are they the chosen servants of the Undying One? Or do they glorify themselves rather than him?
Atilius Quint. The astute man wearing a cloak of the Adeptus Administratum is reviewing information on a data slate, while his quietly whirring mechanical arms fill a long scroll with writing. Upon noticing you, the man stretches his thin lips into a smile and deferentially bows. The light in the eyes of the servo skull hovering over his right shoulder gently pulsate. Your lordship, what an honor it is to address you in person. Allow me to introduce myself. Atilius Quint, Prefectus of the Officio Agriculti. I'll preserve the record of our conversation forever. What record of our conversation? Your lordship, I painstakingly record every conversation with high-ranking personages, and afterward I fill out all 7 accompanying forms personally. Atilius rolls up his completed scroll in a practiced gesture, stows it away, and pulls out a new one. Your words and judgments are in good hands. A strange hobby, but you may continue. I thank you. Moments such as the appearance of a rogue trader must be preserved for posterity. What do you think of Estenza Vyatt? The governor is a superb leader. She possesses an excellent grasp of all matters and never uses an incorrect form for a given situation. I do not pry into her personal affairs, but if I may speak plainly, a lady who fills out paperwork with such finesse cannot be a bad person, in my view. What do you have to say about the governor's helper, Yrliet? Atilius looks askance at Yrliet and offers a strange smile. A highly exceptional individual. After today's regretful event, I'm beginning to hold her talents in particular esteem. Verily, even mutants who have seen the light of the God Emperor can faithfully serve his flock. Moreover, Yrliet's particular abilities could be an interesting subject of study for the Magus biologists. That elongated head shape, those eyes. Judging by the skull that was given to me to send onto Footfall, such developmental anomalies on Yanis are not a quirk of nature, some kind of inheritable trait. Yrliet freezes completely, turning into a living statue. What did you say? Oh, madam, have my words upset you? I'm certain your kinsman would be delighted to learn that people wish to make pretty press paper out of his remains. And besides, I could be wrong about the nature of his origins. What skull are you talking about? A most remarkable item, I must say. A true anomaly. One moment. After rummaging in a nearby container, Atilius draws out a parcel which he immediately unwraps. Here it is. I believe the finished piece was intended to be given as a gift to the governor, but under the current circumstances, I doubt I'll be able to send it to Footfall anytime soon. Yrliet stares at the skull in silence. You see her jaw working under her delicate skin. After a few seconds, she abruptly turns away. Remove it from my sight. Oh yes, of course. Atilius hurriedly returns the skull to the container. What are your duties here? By the grace of the God Emperor, I oversee the administrative apparatus on the planet and serve as secretary. I am also responsible for the logistics related to supplying the planets of the Vinzelex dynasty and the timely payment of tithes to the Imperium's official collectors. Speaking of the Vinzelex dynasty, when were the last shipments sent? Oh, your lordship. Our supply shipments are all in order. All foodstuffs and other items are ready for export and are simply awaiting the arrival of the transport ships. However, given the current circumstances on the planet, Yanis cannot provide even one tranche more than what is already prepared. I'm certain the situation will be rectified in the near future. When did the collector ships last come to Yanis? Oh, your lordship. I must confess that as yet, I have not had the pleasure of filling out a sacred tithe protocol form, as the last Imperial ships to come here did so under my predecessor. Come to think of it, that would have been several decades ago. I do hope the logisticians responsible for such an unforgivable oversight lose their heads over this. Man, I cannot read today. Now that's enough. As you wish, your lordship. Tell me about Yanis. What is happening on the planet? Alas, your lordship. Rebellions have caused us too many problems in recent times. The rebels are interfering with established processes, interrupting supplies, sabotaging the serfs' work. A few nobles have even been killed, and worst of all, some of the victims occupied important administrative posts. Until their replacements pass their checks, complete all their induction forms, and go through the official appointment procedure, important paperwork is going unsigned. It's a bureaucratic catastrophe. The absence of a required signature is, of course, the most horrifying thing about this situation. Indeed it is. Financial reports, logistics directives, waybills for food shipments. Without the signature of the most respected and now deceased head of House Zakaris, shipments and settlements in Aegis 24 have been stopped. The heirs are still dealing with the transfer of holdings, and incoming reports tell us that a quarter of the workings in the affected settlements have already died of starvation, while most of those remaining have left the perimeter and have not yet returned to their designated places. If things continue in this vein, I dare not even imagine what it could lead to. There are worlds that are ravaged by war for generations. Generations, your lordship. On that deranged planet by the nameless star, so close to our own peaceful system. The inhabitants there supposedly live under the patronage of rogue trader Winterscale. I shudder to think what he has created there. I want to know details. Where have the rebels struck, and how? Of course. I'd be delighted to furnish you with all the information I have. In the last few months, 15 organized attacks and 7 terrorist attacks have been perpetrated. Irrigation equipment has been sabotaged in agrarian sectors 3 to 5, transport routes 27, 413, and also... I suppose this will not tell you much. Please. With a fussy gesture, he presses several buttons on his data slate screen. and a three-dimensional map with coordinates of the attacks appears on your cogitator. The data is superbly collated, and the diagram clearly reflects the actions of the rebels. Unfortunately, no matter how hard you stare at the coordinates, you cannot discern any logic to the attacks. Who is directing the rebels? Does anyone know? The rebels are well armed and well trained. What's more, the governor's advisors are inclined to think that the instigators of the rebellions are very familiar with the planet's terrain and climate. My ordnance are going through registration records day and night, looking for individuals who have completed military training. We have so far been unable to identify the scoundrel. What are you doing to combat the rebels? Our security services are tracking those who support the rebels, and our regular wardens are wiping out the saboteurs without the slightest mercy, but they keep on appearing. My scribes have been run off their feet, keeping records of all the public hearings and executions, but I'm confident that the governor will find a solution soon. That's enough for now. Of course, your lordship. What do you know about the attack on the estate? A disgraceful incident. Simply disgraceful. I cannot believe these scoundrels would dare to come so close, and to drag the nobility into this as well. They penetrated the estate. That means they had help from some worthless servant or other. Security is currently questioning the survivors, but the culprit has not been found. Yet. Atilius Quint smiles unpleasantly. I must take my leave. I look forward to meeting you again, your lordship. That's two people we can talk to. I think
I always keep my options open.
Yeah, we do that security officer in a bit. Faster, faster. The sooner we smoke out this louse, the sooner we can report that the clearance operation is complete. I don't think we're going to do this yet. Might save that for next episode. But I think we have to do that before we can go up here. I can go up here now, but I don't think it matters yet. An old servant. Hearing your footsteps, the elderly servant grabs an injector and stabs it into his arm. The area around the needle immediately starts turning black. You're too late, Vyatt's dogs. I'm the master of my own fate. When he gets a better look at you, man drops the injector in astonishment and seems poised to prostrate himself on the floor before you. It's you, your lordship. The God Emperor must have brought you here. I beg you, help the rebels and save Yanis. He doubles up, hugging himself, is racked by coughing that leaves his lips wet with blood. Forgive me, your lordship. If only I had known it was you. My eyes deceived me. We have little time now, but I swear I'll tell you everything. Gabella picks up a drop of poison from the needle with her claw, carefully puts it on her tongue. She makes an approving sound. A strong toxin. We apply something similar to the lips of new initiates of the Bloodspun Web. It kills minor nerves and purges one's sensitivity to pain. For this layman, though, it is a certain and violent death. What did you inject yourself with? Deliverance. From what Vyatt's dogs would do to me if they caught me. He forces a smile onto his face. I was given the vial along with the instructions about when to let our liberators into the estate. The old servant lets out a moan. The dark stain on his arm seems to creep through his veins, till his arms and neck are a lattice work of black. The servant's breath quickens. It becomes irregular. Don't waste time asking obvious questions, Donnie Dawson. He won't last long. Make your questions count. Say whatever it is you want to say, and be quick about it. In the name of the Golden Throne, your lordship, show mercy on the humble workers, the salt of Yanis. Save them. Vicenza Vyatt, the untouchable governor and leader of the nobility, is creating something monstrous behind closed doors. She uses the Imperium's interest as a smokescreen and purports to be a scholar, but her actions are poisoning our planet. Did you know that the settlements that fail to pay their due tithes on time have been allowed to pay with people instead? They even deliver them to order, sometimes old folks, sometimes children. He lowers his voice to a whisper, but leans toward you. I've seen those people. I've seen them being delivered to the estate, and then they're never seen or heard from again. They go to the secret rooms and they don't come out again, your lordship. Ever. The servant shakes and coughs violently. I'm not sure I'll last long enough to answer all your questions. What secret rooms? Hidden chambers deep within the palace. I've never been inside, thankfully. The servants who are allowed in, the ones the governor trusts, they change. She changes them, pretties them up, defiles them. I see no shadows of deceit behind your words, and even so, I would have noticed. And I would have noticed the signs of which you... Yrliet's face tenses like a taut string, and doubt creeps into her expression. Except, whenever Vistenza hosts one of her dances at the palace, she sends me away to search for the rebels. Into the forests, far from human settlements. You accuse the rogue trader's appointed governor of heresy. Your words are false. They themselves are tantamount to heresy. But if what you say is true, if it's true, then your sacrifice will be to your credit, my good man. Arteta utters these last words with impassioned conviction. I swear I'm not lying. Pray for me, holy sister. For me and for Yanis. The old man starts to convulse, indicating that he is close to death. He raises his already unseeing eyes to you. Your lordship, you'll permit a dying man to make one last request. Don't tell anyone that I was the one who unlocked the doors. If you do, they'll go after my family, my home. I'll keep your secret. Oh, shoot. That's on the wrong one. Please... Yeah, your accomplices will answer for your treachery in your place. My bad. Please save us. Save Yanis. The servant rasps violently and collapses on his side, wrapped with the convulsions. Yeah, I'm not gonna rat him out. I'm no snitch.
I always have a backup plan.
Alright, I'm going to call it here, and next time we will deal with this situation, and then report back to Governor Vyatt. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.